Hi everyone, good to speak to you this way. Today is Friday, April 17th, Isru Chag Pesach, Erev Shabbos Parshat Shmini. I took note of a little news piece about the fact that I believe it was a weathercaster who made sure that he began each of his weathercasting days with a big calendar in front of him that said the day of the week. Everyone should know it's Monday, Thursday, Friday. People should know what day it is because people have lost sense of time in this crazy period in which we find ourselves. What day is it? What time is it? These are the things that we lose track of. And I actually have been thinking about that in the context of the parsha, which we'll read tomorrow. The parsha opens this way. Vayhi bayom hashmini kara Moshe li'Aaron uvanav ziknei Yisrael, and it was on the 8th day that Moshe called to Aaron and his sons and to the elders of Israel. The eighth day, the consecration of the Mishkan, which happens at the beginning of Nisan, the month of Nisan, in this, as they are in the desert, just ending their first year in the desert. It's the second year technically. The first day of Rosh of Nisan, maybe the 8th day itself of Nisan. That's when this event happens, and this is a great day. It's a day in which God's forgiveness for the Jewish people for the sin of the golden calf will be finally felt as God will be present. His presence will descend into the Mishkan, into the Holy Tabernacle. And tragically, as we perhaps remember the story, this day is marred by death. Nadav and Avihu, Aaron's two sons, enter the holy with their own censers filled with incense, and they are burned to death. They die. They perish there. And this great day has been marred by the horrible tragedy that Aaron and family experience in all of Israel. All of Israel will bewail, as the Torah describes, the Sreifah Asher Saraf Hashem, this conflagration, the fire that God has fired against them, and leaves Aaron, as we know, paralyzed. He's in shock. Vayidom Aharon, that Aaron, in response perhaps to Moshe's words as well, to him describing that moment and how he should react, Aaron is simply there in silence, witness to loss, experiencing a terrible loss that he can never ever replace his two children, and Aaron is silent. And the truth is that time seems to also not come to a standstill, not just Aaron. Because the fact is, Aaron doesn't. Aaron has to continue the process in the Mishkan. But we lose track of time, beginning with Parshat Shmini. We'll have parshot that follow, Tazria, Metzora, which don't seem to be built into a specific time frame. Acharei Mot, that parsha that follows, at least we're told, happens after the death of Nadav and Avihu. And then Sefer Vayikra continues, and we have no sense of time at all. What day is it? What month is it? It's actually really not until you get to the beginning of Sefer Bamidbar that you find time mentioned again. Vaydaber Adonai Moshe b'Midbar Sinai. And God spoke to Moshe in the wilderness of Sinai, B'Ol Moed, in the tent of meeting, Be'achad lachodesh hasheni b'shana hasheni l'tzeitan me'eretz Mitzrayim lemor, on the first day of the second month, the second year of their exodus from Egypt. Which means that from our parshat Shemini, until you get to Bamidbar, you have 3 weeks of time that happens. There's a Pesach in there, and then you're going to get a Pesach Sheni described a little bit, and then you're going to have a little bit of, and then you can kind of backtrack a little bit in Parshat Naso, when you're again on the day of the consecration of the Mishkan, but time has kind of just come to a standstill. And as I said, as I opened these brief remarks, that's how we feel. We don't know what day it is. Sometimes we wake up. Yontif was beautiful for us in our home. We use it for recuperating and resting. And then we're gonna each day we're gonna do what we need to do here, and people are gonna get on your computers and your phones and do your best to do your jobs, and kind of move through a block of time that doesn't even seem to be very defined. And we all kind of just hope we can get on the other side of this really soon, whether it's going to be now May 15th as a possible date, as the governor mentioned, or whatever the other side of this actually looks like. We're just trying to figure out what time is. And it's kind of that midbar space we'll find. If God willing, it's not 40 years, ladies and gentlemen. It will not be 40 years, but some sense of sort of being just present in a block which is not easily defined is where we are. And so then we have to do the work. Then we have to do the work to make sure that each of our days have something that defines them. The work that we do, the love that we give, the mitzvahs that we make sure to carry out. And if we're well and we can be out and helping and delivering food or picking up food or providing other assistance, these are the ways in which the blob, amorphous, undefined time, actually takes on great meaning. And each day is a day of consecration. Each day becomes the 8th day of the consecration when we can feel, hopefully, God's presence. So I give you that bracha, that we know what day it is, yes, that we define our days with the things that matter, absolutely, and that when we are able to once more embrace this world as we want to, we can look back at this time and say, ooh, what was this? Yeah, but I can also say each and every day carried with it something of significance and importance in all that I do, the Torah that I studied, the goodness that I've enacted, and the positive things I've been able to engage in. May we have that bracha on this parshat, Erev Parshat Shmini, all to be to feel strength, to give comfort and to feel comfort, and that each day, beginning this very moment, should feel significant and be made significant by our own choices. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.